You're watching Newsday TV. I'm Ken Buffa. Lawmakers in one town just voted to give themselves double-digit pay raises, and they claim the move will end up helping town residents. Sherry Einhorn has a story you'll see only in Newsday.
It's kind of disgusting.
That's not cool to me. I think it's a little excessive.
Strong reaction to news of double-digit salary increases here at Brookhaven Town Hall. Last week, the town board voted to increase their pay by 24%. That boosts the salary for the 6 part-time council members from just over $79,000 to $98,000. A local civic association president told us, "Do you know anyone else getting a 24% raise? I think they overstepped their bounds, and these types of decisions need to be brought to the public." Supervisor Dan Panico's salary will jump 21% from a little more than $135,000 to $164,000.
Given today's economy, I think it's kind of excessive. I've never personally gotten a 20% raise.
Town officials say they'll now be doing double the work after deciding to eliminate the 7-member planning board and handle those responsibilities themselves.
I have to do more work at my job and I don't get more money.
Another board that handles permits for accessory dwelling units was also disbanded. That work, according to the town, will be absorbed by the building department.
We're not increasing taxes or adding to our general fund budget.
Councilman Neil Foley, who is also the deputy supervisor, says the plan just makes sense strategically and financially.
It will speed up the process between 6 months to a year on certain projects. It'll also be cheaper for the constituents and some developers. And it's the aspect of streamlining government.
Even after hearing the reasons for the salary increases from town officials, taxpayers still told us it was a hefty hike.
I can't even imagine getting that big of a raise that quickly. So, yeah, definitely surprised by that, I would say. My first reaction.
In Farmingville, I'm Sherry Einhorn for Newsday TV.
To read more about the pay hikes, click Get More below the Newsday TV video box. And customers of the Dix Hills Water District could be forced to cough up another $120 a year. The town of Huntington is asking for public input on a plan to add the surcharge to bills. The surcharge would pay for upgrades needed to keep up with the state drinking water standards. The town is also considering a more than $7.5 million bond to make improvements throughout the water district. And some lawmakers in Nassau are pushing for new legislation that could help prevent fentanyl overdoses. The bill proposed by Democrats would mandate fentanyl test strips be put inside thousands of emergency kits distributed across the county. They want the Blakeman administration to pay for it by using some of the $92 million Nassau received from a national opioid settlement.
These resources are crucial for implementing and enhancing treatment, support, and prevention programs to combat the opioid addiction in our community.
The strips cost about $1 a piece. Republican county officials have not yet responded to our requests for comment on the proposal. And we're learning more about what happened between a New Hyde Park man accused of killing or trying to kill his parents while they slept. Joshua Wilk was arrested Saturday night. Police say he attacked his parents with a knife in their bedroom. When police arrived at the Cherrywood Drive home in New Hyde Park, they say Wilk was in front of the house with his hands around his father's throat. The parents are in critical but stable condition. Wilk is being held on $200,000 cash bail or $400,000 bond. If convicted, he could face 25 to life. And a memorial service was held today to honor the victims of the first terrorist attack on the Trade Center. Mourners visited the World Trade Center Memorial to remember the 6 people killed 31 years ago. In 1993, terrorists set off a car bomb in an underground parking garage beneath the Twin Towers. 2 of the people who died were from Long Island. And the new Grand Central Madison terminal has been serving Long Island commuters for a year now. So was it worth the wait and the expense? Alfonso Castillo has a story you'll see only in Newsday.
Grand Central Madison, the LIRR station that took $11 billion and 6 decades to build, is turning 1.
But is it a happy birthday for all Long Island Railroad riders?
We're still not overly happy.
After more than 60 years of planning and 15 years of construction, the LIRR finally launched full service to Grand Central Madison in February of last year. And while some LIRR riders were excited about their new commutes, many more were frustrated with the schedule overhaul that resulted in delays, crowding, and chaos.
It's just unorganized. It was not well thought of.
Today, some Grand Central Madison users are singing a different tune.
Fantastic. Looks beautiful, nice and clean, well lit. Absolutely love it.
A year in, riders are certainly getting more use out of Grand Central Madison than they did in its earliest days. When it first opened, about 30% of Long Island Railroad commuters to Manhattan were using Grand Central as compared to Penn Station. That number is up to around 40% now.
And MTA officials say there are other signs that Grand Central Madison is delivering on the transformational benefits they long promised.
For the first time, we have enough capacity to send trains out to Long Island in the morning. And that means the Long Island businesses can recruit from the entire region. That is transformative for Long Island's economy.
Even riders who enjoy Grand Central Madison believe there is room for improvement.
It could use more signage, actually. When you come out of certain areas that you haven't come out of before, sometimes it can be, where am I going left or right or up or down?
Compounding some riders' lingering frustrations, hunger.
They have some of these like street vendors that sell like popcorn and stuff like that, but you know, Penn Station has like pizza and like actual food. So I think it's a little bit confusing. I think they could use some more like signage, but besides that, it's great.
In Grand Central Madison, for Newsday TV, I'm Alfonso Castillo.
On this story, click Get More below the Newsday TV video box. And a decade ago, Latino residents in Farmingdale won a legal battle that paved the way for affordable housing in the community. Drew Scott has a story you'll see only in Newsday.
A celebration is underway in Farmingdale. Years ago, Latinos in a nearby apartment building were evicted. It was part of an organized effort, say the plaintiffs, to kick immigrants out of town. Soon, some of those families will be coming back to this new 3-story apartment building. The immigrant families sued in federal court, and the village settled 10 years ago this week, thanks to the efforts of Hofstra law students and Professor Stefan Krieger.
It's a model of people that are willing to fight polarization in our communities and are willing to work together.
Latinos now account for nearly 13% of the population of Farmingdale. 12 years ago, a new village mayor, Ralph Ekstrand, decided the right thing to do was to settle.
Well, I think it is a win-win for everybody.
Hispanic organizations praised the settlement, and Mayor Ekstrand says attitudes are changing in his village.
I think it's great. I've always considered Farmingdale a melting pot.
Part of the settlement led to this $35 million apartment building construction. It will soon be filled with working families granted below-market rents. Sterling Green features 71 affordable housing units. It will open in June.
No, it doesn't really bother me. It doesn't really bother me. I think it's a place for everybody to be.
Most neighbors like the new building, and Christina Ruiz Diaz, one of those who battled the village and attended strategy meetings, says people are happy after what they went through.
The units in this building are a testament to what working together as a community can bring about.
A lottery to select tenants will be held in the spring. In Farmingdale, Drew Scott for Newsday TV.
To read more about the affordable housing project, click Get More below the Newsday TV video box.
Newsday Sports is brought to you by King O'Rourke Automotive Group.
5 wrestlers from Long Island are celebrating state titles. Carissa Kelman has a story you'll see only in Newsday.
5 Long Islanders took home a state title here at MVP Arena in Albany. Cold Spring Harbor crowned its 3rd state champion in school history in Grayson Meek. He redeemed his loss to Tavio Hoos in last year's state final, and he says he's been waiting for this moment all season.
No matter how well I did, I was always just waiting for states to come around, waiting for this chance to get my victory back, redemption. And now that's finally here. It feels great.
Another state runner-up avenged his 2nd-place finish last season with a thrilling win. It was Shoreham-Wading River's Gavin Mangano who turned in a pin for his 1st state crown. Division II's 3rd state champion was Braden Farback of Mount Sinai. He topped off an undefeated season with a back-to-back state crown, defeating his previously undefeated opponent 6-5. In Division 1, Devin Downs of Plain Edge took home his first state title with a 6-4 decision. He says it was an incredible feeling to accomplish a goal he set before the season.
Put this goal in my head the second I walked out of states last year. I said I'm going to be a state champion. It was so exciting just to see my parents and my family all excited. That's all I wanted, was just to see them happy.
In his 4th year in the state tournament, Wanta's Joseph Clem earned his first state title. He handed his opponent his first loss of the season and ended his senior career as a state champion. From Albany, I'm Carissa Kelman for Newsday TV.
Awesome job, guys. Now, to read more about the wrestlers, go to Newsday.com, click Get More below the Newsday TV video box. A former Hofstra softball player is making history in the MLB. This weekend, Jen Powell became the first woman in 17 years to umpire a spring training game. She called the Grapefruit League opener between the Astros and the Nationals in Florida.
I love being on the field the whole time. It's in my DNA. It's just in my DNA. I think catching, playing multiple sports throughout my career, coaching a little bit on the side, things like that, I think all of that has culminated to help me be ready to be an umpire. This is the 18th year, 10 in amateur and 8 now in pro, so it's just sort of all coming together.
Powell's journey reflects a growing push by MLB to accelerate diversity on the field.
My goal is to entertain, but also to let you into places where the fans can't go. I want to take the readers inside the locker room, inside the heads of the athletes.
Newsday, covering Long Island like no one else can.
Now let's take a look at your Long Island weather. You can see right here we are in the high 30s tonight with partly cloudy skies, and tomorrow there may be some showers. So taking a closer look at tomorrow, you can see that the temperatures are a bit better. We're in the 50s, but we may have showers late. And of course, here's your 7-day forecast.
Long Island weather is brought to you by Home Tax Saver, PTRC Incorporated.
I'm Ken Bufa. Thank you so much for joining us. For the very latest on news that affects you, stay with Newsday and Newsday TV.